Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I am Papa Pepper, and this video is motivated by love. Now, it's going to be split into two sections. The first section and the second one. Stay tuned for the second because I think it might surprise you. But this one here, this is our walk-in smokehouse. It's an absolute game changer. I made it last year. I've got a full video on the playlist and stuff. And this thing has completely changed our life. In fact, it has become a standard by which we measure things in our life, because many things are good, but certain things are actually smokehouse good, and that's the source of that statement in our life. Now, I stayed up till 3 in the morning last night, preparing food till at least 2 in the morning, woke up again at like 8 something this morning to get the smokehouse going. I have sweet corn in here. I've got 2 different types of beef tips, different marinades. I've got some chicken leg quarters, and I have some portobello mushrooms that I stuffed, and they are in here. I think they are ready. And one way to know for sure is to have my wife test this. Now, why do I put myself through so much effort? Why do I spend all day smoking stuff like this? Why do I stay up so late in the evening, early morning hours, making food for my family? It's motivated by love. And when I met my wife, one of the only things I knew about her at first was that she liked food. And I thought, well, I've worked in many restaurants. If she likes food, then food we shall make her. And, you know, some 16, 17 years later, we're still doing it because she still likes food. Let's see what's in here. Before I show you what's going on, I will let you know, it's amazing how long something can sit in here, and you'd think it'd be dry and crispy and just completely done, but it's still so moist, so flavorful, so succulent, and that's what I'm hoping her taste buds enjoy in a moment. Let's look. Right there we have one of the beef tips. It's kind of like a mini brisket, some of the cheap meat you can get, but when you prep it in a smokehouse like this, it is absolutely insane. Up here we have the sweet corn. I actually peeled it back, took all the hair off, buttered it, salted, peppered it, and then put it back on like this, and then put it in the smoker here to cook it. These are those chicken leg quarters. They look pretty nice on the outside, but I bet your inside they're insane. I kind of went with a chili lime Mexican type marinade for them. I did the same thing on the beef tips for one. The other one I did more of a Texas style brisket type rub with salt and pepper primarily, a little bit of garlic powder. And then top shelf above that are these portobello mushrooms. Oh man. And when I removed the stems from the portobellos, I put them in here with some sweet onions, added some of the marinade and some garlic cloves, and this is going to be used to top those portobellos off. So what I'm going to do is get this stuff out on my cutting board, make a couple little slices, get some things ready for Mama, and see what she thinks. First up is one of these beef tips. Oh man, we're going to slice into that. See what we're looking like. Oh, this thing is juicy. Oh, and look at that color on the inside, absolutely amazing. Oh, and it is juicy. Pull a slice out of the middle for her, she can nibble off of that. Beef tip number 1, this can head back in the smoker for now. It keeps it warm and delicious. Wow, that one is so crispy on the outside. This is the one with the salt and pepper, more like a Texas brisket. Oh man, this looks amazing. Let me get that. I'm gonna cut off an end for her here. Yeah, that is, oh, so juicy. We'll see what she thinks. Woo! I see one of our dogs coming across the yard. Smart puppy. Chicken leg quarter, I think she can fend for herself. Take a nibble off of that. Let's open the sweet corn, see what we got going on. Ooh, looks like it could do it. We'll see how she thinks. And then a portobello mushroom. I'm gonna get that sauce to add to it real quick, and we'll get Mama out here. Just a little bit of that on top for savoriness. All right, I'll get my taste tester out here. And as I said, this food, motivated by love. This one came over and has just been licking her lips, sniffing the air. She knows a good thing. And I'm just gonna slice that portobello for Mama too. There's some sharp cheddar in there. There was some butter in there, some seasonings, some onions, and some ground beef. We'll see what she thinks. Howdy, honey. I've got 5 things I'd like you to try.
Okay. Right.
That one there is the Texas brisket style of a beef tip. Does it taste familiar, kind of?
Mm-hmm.
And the other one's like a chile limon.
Mm-hmm.
Does that one approve? I like the smoke ring on that. I was just about to show them. You popped it in. I don't know if you want to try the portobello mushroom or the corn or what next. That is the smoked portobello, darling. Is it still tender in the middle and stuff? Tasty? It's not burned to a crisp. Good.
Nope. Still has good flavor. Did you put lemon juice on it?
There was some lemon juice in it.
Good taste out.
Kind of tying some of the meal together with a similitude of stuff.
It's all of these right there.
Nibble that thing farther down towards the base where it was more sealed up.
I can definitely taste the smoke flavor in there, in that mushroom.
Yeah?
It's really good.
There's a whole pile of them. I haven't even tried that sweet corn yet, so I don't know what the flavor is of just the corn. Can you still taste the butter? I mean, does it taste like buttered sweet corn? Good.
A little bit. I like it.
Why don't you do the chicken next, and then the other flavor of beef dip?
Juicy chicken. Yum. Oof. Oh my.
Isn't it amazing that thing's been in there for how many hours and it's still just dripping? Is it hot or tasty?
It's a little bit hot.
So as anyone should, I know you appreciate a good meal that you don't have to cook, but it's also delicious, yeah.
Very delicious, John. I'm gonna try this piece here. I can kind of taste a little bit of the seasoning, but
I like doing the whole chickens where I can use the liquid based in them, you know, but just picked up some leg quarters.
What's in it? Almond?
Yeah. Whoa, she just tore that in half. Tastes different than the other one? Do you like it?
Wow. Wow. Can really taste the difference between this one and that other one that I already ate.
Yeah? This one tastes kind of...
You taste the lime in here.
Chile limon.
Or lemon. Fine. Good.
And darling, it's because I love you.
Thank you.
So for phase 2 of this video, I must remind people that as the world continues to get more Babylonian, confusion, you know that the definitions of words often change. You know, whether it was Shakespeare, the Knights of the Helmet, or others, all sorts of stuff begins to get used in different ways that it was never used before, And so it is with love. So when I say motivated by love, I'm going to step back for a moment to a far lesser level of love than that which I would have for my wife. 100 years ago, nobody would have said, I love ice cream. Love was on a different level. Really enjoy or incredibly like, stuff like that, sure. But love, ice cream, no. And here's the deal. As we kind of degrade the language and use love in ways that it formerly wasn't, then these days it would not be uncommon for me to say something like, I love snake gourds. Okay, I love snake gourds. And if you know anything about me and gardening we primarily do because it's food. And not only is it food in general, it is a high level of nutritious food that we have the capability to, interact with on a level that we don't get at the store. A lot of stuff at the store is really questionable to the point that we'll never get answers. So at this point, okay, I have top 3 garden plants. Of those top 3, snake gourds are number 1. So part of my success in gardening, I got a whole video on it, is just that if it grows good, that's what we'll like. I don't really care. If it's what grows really well, then that's what we'll enjoy, that's what we'll learn and master and incorporate into our diet, and so has it been with snake gourds. They produce so much. I mean, there's a giant tunnel, and there's so many other ones around here. One hiding in the bushes over there, a couple on the ground over there. I mean, these guys are awesome. So since they do so well, they've become my top garden plant, and since they're my top garden plant, these days I will say I love them, and to the point that, I don't know if you guys can see this, that's bending pretty big, so is that. This thing may come crashing down this year. I'm putting a lot of weight on it with saving as many of these massive guys for seed as I am. So this will probably come crashing down this year. If it makes it through this year, I don't foresee me using it for anything heavy next year, and in fact I probably have to replace it before next year. So love snake gourds. Okay, what's that have to do with a welding helmet? I'm glad you asked. We've been through this before. Good question. Because snake gourds do so well, because I need a better place to grow them, that's why I'm embarking on this journey here behind me. Now this thing is massive, and it's, as I like to say, industrial strength. This is chain link fencing. This is all free sources. I didn't need to buy any of this chain link fencing. Really cool. I had this from a job I did once, this big black section over here, and then some of those other rolls that are on the top and on the back side, a friend just blessed me with. So now I've got these pipes I got for free, had to buy the rebar, but we have this industrial strength, massive trellis going underway. Red Pepper pointed out that I needed a center support, which is very, very, very true. And then Monster Truck suggested I just fill in the back section here, which makes a lot of sense because it's against a fence there. I don't need a walkthrough. All that might as well be growing. So now, to invest in the future of my top garden plant that I love so much, I'm building that massive thing there. Okay? Motivated by love. And it gets back to real love after that, doesn't it? And that's the love that I have for my family. This garden and all the things that we grow here, all the food that we provide ourselves, just like with the stuff I cook in the smokehouse. Okay, this is a food supply here. This is a way to provide for the nutrition of my family. And, massive, incredible trellises for my #1 garden plant. Yeah, that's part of it for me right now. But also from plum trees and ghost peppers and sweet potatoes and blackberries, and tomatoes and snake gourds and kale and sunchokes and cold-hearted kiwi and trifoliate citrus and rhubarb and grapes and Malabar spinach, muscadine grapes and strawberries and thyme and what do we got? Figs and tomatillos and cherry bushes and Egyptian walking onions and dill and peppers and beans and goji berries and horseradish and nopales, the cacti, and aronia berry and apricot trees and gooseberries and more beans and okra. Yeah, this whole thing is a labor of love for my family. Oh yeah, Chinese red noodle beans too. Those guys are awesome. This is probably my number 2 garden plant. But yes, it's because of love that I work so hard in so many different ways. I'd rather be on the property teaching my children about life, plant propagation, seed saving, pests, good bug, bad bug, you know, organic pest control posse, harvesting, preservation. I mean, Monster Truck is making applesauce right now. My 10-year-old boy is making applesauce right now. I'd rather do this to provide food for my family than not have any food for my family here and have to leave here to go exchange my time for money so I can go exchange that money for food to bring home. So, a labor of love indeed, and yeah, motivated by love. I'll see you guys next time. Papa out. Son, what you got there?
Applesauce?
Applesauce, and you're gonna can it too?
Yes, sir.
All right, he's doing his first batch just to get the hang of it, and if it goes well, you want me to get a bunch more apples? Awesome. Good job, son.